Hey there. Welcome to the Cult Cinema. My name is Aaron. By now, you should know Malcolm. And we are talking today, well, we're talking about Vinegar Syndrome, among other things. But basically, it's the pre-show to the Vinegar Syndrome pre-order sale. Are you ready for this?
It is.
Are you excited about this? You have a subscription, so it's
Uh,
not going to be as a big a deal to you. It's going to be a big deal to you and
I
others.
think I think the big deal to me is obviously going to be knowing what the 10 movie set is and what the VSU is. I mean,
Did
don't get
you,
me wrong, I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm quite excited at the same time.
so did you notice that Jason mentioned there's the last word on the six of the last films.
Uh-oh, are these movies actually going to be decent, or are they going to be lost for a reason?
That's what we had there. Hey there, Ice. They're Jason AEH.
Hey, Ice.
Josephine. How long do countdowns go for? This one is, well, we're doing this for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Then we go over to the Patreon, and sometimes it goes a little over 2 hours. I'm not going to lie. So just so you guys know, we'll run to it real quickly. I want to do like a little list thing, a little bit of funness to it. There, hey there, Ken. Welcome, man. I have a feeling VSU is going to be looking for Mr. Goodbar. I'm actually in the opposite sense of that. I am fairly crazy about that film. Would Tom Berenger let it happen? It's Berenger, right?
Well, if it happens, if we do get looking for Miss Goodbye, that'd be awesome. But I've learned that it's not always the case. They'll be better than the recent television releases. Well, I thought I'd wear the shirt just to show some support for them.
I actually have a Vinegar Syndrome shirt on.
Oh, then we need to go to war now. I'm television, you're Vinegar Syndrome. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom.
This is the actual.
A monkey is here, swinging.
Hey, welcome, monkey.
Swing on those vines, mate.
It is going to be a crazy night. I mean, let's get this out of the way. Like, share, subscribe, super chat, super sticker, donate. All this stuff helps out the channel. And let's talk.
Hey, Swift.
So there's two possibilities that I've heard for the VSU. I'm going to put them both to you, Malcolm, and I want to get your honest reactions on both of these. So one of them is looking for Mr. Goodbar. So is that a good? Is that a? Give me a.
Oh, you want me to say before you say the next one? Okay, I thought you were going to say both.
I just want to give thumbs up, thumbs down.
Looking for Mr. Goodbye is a double thumbs up for me, as I'd love to have it in 4K, and I think the box would actually look quite nice if it's done properly for it.
I have not seen this as VHS, so it's a thumbs up for me. Okay, Little Darlings.
Yeah, not really for a VSU. I don't.
Not for a VSU.
I'd like that to be a standard release.
That's a Kino release. It is. Yeah. It's not a Vinegar Syndrome VSU release. But honestly, I'm going to say this. Some people are going to be like, oh, "Hey, there's Swift. Welcome, man."
What's the awesome news, Raph?
Ooh, did I miss something? Have awesome news.
Awesome news.
I love VSU to be Daryl. I would love to be Daryl too. I love
that. Would be really good, actually. Yeah.
And it would fit to what VSU should be. My least. What's your least favorite VSU so far?
Let's see. Let's go from Beastmaster, Roadhouse, Cloak and Dagger, Six String Samurai. I didn't think Six String Samurai was that bad, really. What were the others? Sidekicks, Showgirls. Am I missing one?
Nothing at all.
Out of them, I think the weakest is probably Six String Samurai. No, I didn't mind it. You know, if you're going from VSU thing, because I really liked Cloak and Dagger, and I'd never seen that before. I'm actually surprised they had that because it's an umbrella release. It's so.
Well, hopefully things are going good in your life now, man.
Never apologize, monkey.
Maybe making a lot of cheddar, a lot of money. Hopefully that's good.
That'd be nice.
For me, I would say, Six String Samurai is the weakest. Showgirl is the one that fits least.
Yeah, exactly. I'd definitely say that.
But yeah, Paramount and Vinegar Syndrome have done a deal. So we will be seeing Paramount releases in the next.
Which is a bit disappointing in my view, because I was hoping for more. How can I put it? I was hoping for more kind of, old stuff that's not released. Look, if it is looking for Miss Goodbye, then that's a great start for the Paramount thing, if you ask me.
See,
You know, I don't want things like Roadhouse released again or Showgirls, those kind of things, because I know I can already get them and I've already seen them millions of times.
yeah, that's the thing. Like I understand. Like with, I want things that aren't released too, but I don't want things that aren't released for a reason.
Yeah.
And we've seen a bit of that recently. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, I've got Tales of Hurricane A Omnibus, an exographic novel box set named Swamp Thing, and other Mr. Alan Moore comic books. Well done, Raph. That's great.
Great stuff. I recommend picking up Tom Strong if you don't have it. It's really, really good, and probably one of my favorite Alan Moore stories.
Oh, here we go. Alan's starting with all the stuff again. He's asking me if I like Deep Throat. Well, yeah.
No, the documentary.
That's what I mean. I do like it, but I haven't seen it in years.
Been saying
I would like to actually own it. I think did Vinegar Syndrome release it?
I would love to see the Keep come out. Michael Mann will never let that happen though. I think as long as Michael Mann's around, hopefully he's around for a long time. Like he has a real hatred for that movie.
If Kino don't have Little Darlings, then that means Vinegar Syndrome have it, which means that could be a strong option.
God, I hope not.
And any Michael Mann film's worth the time.
I'm okay with Little Darlings being a Vinegar Syndrome release, not a VSU release. I'm not okay with that.
Okay, Jason, I can see them releasing Phantoms and Mimic and Nightwatch, but not Dusk Till Dawn.
I totally see that from Dusk Till Dawn because they can put out the 3 movies on 4K and put the documentary there.
I think it's too big for them.
We'll
see. I just think it's too big. I think it's too big.
Death Wish 2 and Roadhouse.
Maybe. But I'm just saying. It's not like it's prophecy or something. Do you know what I mean?
Actually, I do see it like that. I mean, like Prophecy, the first movie, like actually, in all honesty, Prophecy is probably a better franchise. Like From Dusk Till Dawn is a better first film. But look, the other From Dusk Till Dawn movies, not exactly the greatest. Prophecy actually holds up a little bit more.
We'll see, because I believe if that does get released, it'll be released next year.
Spelling Entertainment, The Babysitter with Alicia Silverstone. I would love to see that get released, actually.
That would be good. All right, Demons 2, and it said Paramount on the back.
And then Demons 2 is coming up from Scream Factory.
Scream shouting them.
I don't think we're going to get. I think we're going to get some good surprises here. Big Top Pee-wee. I would not.
That should be the VS show.
I know you're probably joking, but it wouldn't surprise me anymore. It wouldn't surprise me.
It should be. It should be a strong VS show, right? And it should have tons of extras.
I mean, so I'll do this real quick. When 5 years ago, Vinegar Syndrome had their 5-year anniversary, and unlike this year, they didn't hype it as much as they did for this one. This was their 10th year, big hype. This box set is hyped up. I don't see, even this box set is golden. I don't see how it's going to meet everybody's expectations.
Imagine that. I mean, that's what they released 4 of them, wasn't it? 4 of those 5 for 5 years, because they were different.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm going to show right now. So initially, what they did for their anniversary was the 5th anniversary was they did a stealth drop. And can you imagine if that 10-year anniversary set would have been a stealth thing nobody would have known, and all of a sudden, bam, it's 10 years.
That would have been incredible.
Yeah, because people wouldn't have. The expectations would be that now the expectations are there.
Yeah,
that's going to be the killer.
I mean, they're big now for people because a lot of people subscribe for that set.
This is like the first one they put out. This was an erotica set. Then they put out an exploitation set, which is one of my favorites, actually. The mother's on it. And
it's a good film, man.
Almost fits erotica, though, doesn't it? Then they put out a 3rd, and then a 4th, where you got stuff like Vampire Hookers and Teenage Seductress. So lots of cool stuff. And the absolutely batshit insane Cry Wilderness, which was one of the first episodes of Mystery Science Theater when they redid it.
So they re-released the reversible on high definition, not in reverse, the correct way. Want them to re-release Pulp Fiction or Momentum the correct way, not in reverse.
Well, they did. Well, Pulp Fiction wasn't really done in reverse.
I know Memento. I know the new Memento has an option to watch it the other way. I believe the one came from 101 Films. I believe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right. Actually, you're 100% right. 10-year set. There we go. 10-year set. Prophecy 3-pack. VSU 2 mystery tales to be revealed on Black Friday.
Actually, I thought it was. I thought it was going to be Prophecy 3, the 10 movie box, another release, and the VSU were going to be announced because they're going to release. They're going to announce 3, aren't they?
Because there's 3 titles announced tonight. Well, only one we know is Prophecy 3 set. So that's Prophecy 1 to 3. Just to clarify, guys. And a 10 movie set. Oh, thank you, George. And welcome, man.
Oh, Ghost Dog with the Way of the Samurai. Ooh, I'm happy for that. You're going to get the steelbook, George, because that steelbook looks really good.
I mean, for me, you guys are so lucky there. I realize I'm probably not going to get my stuff to unbox, by the way, guys, until January.
Oh. Everybody send hugs because it's depressing when you can't.
Yeah, because I expected to have stuff. I expected to have it for now, for October, because I really wanted to watch a lot of the stuff for October.
Well, not just that, it would have been great as a video to show everybody what you had.
Yeah, because there's so much. Like George sent me some stuff. I got, I bought some stuff during sales. I've been waiting so long that the person has moved their house since.
And took all your stuff with them.
Yeah, luckily we know where it's at, but.
Imagine if you didn't.
Well, I'd find them.
What's this? Jet Li, The Black Mask, and its English language sequel, The Black Mask 2, City Mask, starring Tracy Lords and Rob Van Dam, should be released by Vinegar Syndrome or Synapse Films. That would be great. I'd love that. I like the Black Mask movies, Alan. Yeah. I have a feeling that Eureka might release them. I definitely think they're going to release Fong So York 1 and 2 at some point. Malcolm, you a VS subscriber? Yes, I am. I've been subscribed the whole year. I've enjoyed the subscription. I'm wondering, Mr. Pin, do you know what is omnibus? Malcolm knows.
Well, I should. I kind of sent Malcolm down the road of the omnibus. Actually, Malcolm's wife knows all about the fact that I did that.
That's not true. I bought all those Green Lanterns and Flash ones because, I just finally woke up and got an idea to buy them.
Yeah, totally. It wasn't because of a video that I'm making.
Nope. I found out what the secret told on that new box set, but only has a question mark. Well, you're talking about that horror one, right? The Paramount horror, is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. We haven't heard yet. I don't think there's been any updates.
It'll be interesting. What about tomorrow? What about tomorrow? The big imprint announcement. They're releasing 15 films in December.
Yeah. So it's within 5 releases. So we know there's at least one box set. So
we covering that tomorrow?
Yeah. When we wake up. I'm actually I'm very intrigued about this here. I'm not going to lie. Let's do a fun little list thing. I said I gave you kind of a task that I wanted to do while I'm
okay.
So I said pick 5 movies for Vinegar Syndrome that you like and 5 that just baffled you that were put out.
You said 10.
I took 5. Oh, I did 5.
All right, I'll get 5. I'll get 5 from the list.
So I did 10 altogether.
Have a look. No, don't worry about it. Let's do 5 because that'd be easier, I think.
I did 6 altogether. So that's good.
All right, let me.
Hey, Uzi, welcome, man.
Uzi.
So the Nun films are owned by. Does Paramount work? Is Paramount in conjunction with Blumhouse? I don't know.
I think so. Okay. All right. Well,
I'm so jealous of you guys in your Starbucks. My Starbucks is closed right now.
Let's get a normal 4K edition. Awesome. Saves you some money for other releases, George. Smart. I'm into manga, Sean. I buy a lot of it, actually. Lupin, Fist of the North Star. I actually have the hardbacks of them that were released over here. They're really nice. I have them, the Full Metal Alchemist hardbacks. I want to get the JoJo Bizarre ones. I've got what's the other ones? I've got my collection because I've got more kind of like Ichi ones. So I've got ones. One was called "I Was Rejected," and then I shaved myself and took a young girl in or something.
I think you're saying the Wild Me Seven Fury. I agree, actually. Seven Fury was one of the great ones. And actually, I almost made my list there. Kuno just started the fall sale. We're looking at that too tonight as well.
F says, I have 9 omnibuses. I want 60 omnibus to have. I'm trying to buy some excellent and underground graphic novel omnibus box sets soon. My sister wants collecting good ways. What 9 do you have, Raf? Hello, Vince.
I'm going to start the list thing because if we don't, we won't get there.
All right, you stop, and I'll show mine after.
All right, so basically, for a title that really excited me about Vinegar Syndrome when I first saw it, was my very first Vinegar Syndrome title I ever picked up, and that was Night Train to Terror. Adore this film. Love the fact that it actually had a second movie on here. Yeah. With that being said, title that baffled me, Massage Parlor Murders. I do like this film now, but when I saw this movie initially, it bored the hell out of me. I was so bored during this movie, and it took me at least, I think, 2 to 3 watches.
The 4K is really superior to that print. The 4K makes it incredible.
Well, the movie should make it incredible. So you go.
All right, my go. You ready? So a movie I really, really like, which I thought I'd hate, and that is Invisible Maniac.
Oh, it's Adam Rifkin.
And yes, I took the lenticular sleeve off because I didn't want to show nudity. But let's be honest, the new lenticular is what makes this great. I enjoyed this. I had the time of my life. I laughed, I cried, because it's one of those films where you cry laughing. So I was really happy to get this one.
And on the other side?
On the other side, one I wasn't happy to get was Undeclared War. This movie bored me senseless. Right, and I like my Hong Kong films, but this, it was just painful to watch.
For you to say painful, that's saying something.
Yeah, it really bored me. And it's got some of my favourite Asian actors in, like Danny Lee and that, which is shocking. It's got Olivia Hussey in it, Rosamund Kwan. So how can it be that bad? But it is.
That ginger snap set looks really good, man. I was very excited to see the first lenticular Jack Frost. That was amazing.
I'm jealous you have that. I wanted that.
I was very baffled by the first slipcover, The Undertaker, which I'm glad I have it.
Ooh.
But I still don't get it. I mean,
it also got some edge web on the slip.
I'm guessing this is supposed. No, that was always there. Like since I had it. And I know this is supposed to be like blood and everything, but it's just an odd case, and it's still very tight even after this many. I can get it out easier now, but still harder to get out. That's my number 2.
All right, so my number 2, which I was really happy to get, was Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, yes.
I really loved this movie. I loved the whole idea of this movie, and I loved the ending, which I won't spoil, but when the guy has to go. Well, I love it. This is everything I wish I could have watched as a kid, because this is what you call a real kids movie for fun aspect, like adventure-wise, instead of all that goofy stuff you get now. Absolutely.
Well, it was my kids' movie, actually. That's actually a movie from my childhood.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
And on the other side,
one I really didn't like was Curse of the Blue Lights. This is boring.
Times, actually.
This is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen. Now, in case people wonder, will I sell this? No, I don't sell my stuff unless I get a better version. And will I buy the 4K of this if it comes on 4K? probably because I'm a muppet. So
All right, for me, I was extremely excited, not just that Sweet Sugar came out because it's a fantastic film, but
what's
that
lovely cover.
Vinegar Syndrome, literally, when this sold out, uh, they noticed that scalpers are buying multiple copies of this. So they canceled the scalpers' extra copies and let other people get a chance at buying it, which is how I got this. So very excited that, and very excited. It made me really think a little bit more of the company because of that. Hey there, Twisted Cinema. Hey there, Film Watcher.
Hey, everybody.
One that kind of baffled me when it came out was the Suckling. I hadn't been a huge fan of it, and I do like it better now than I did before, but it's still not something that I will like kind of, it's not just like I'm going to put on the Suckling randomly type thing.
My
It's an
wife
okay.
likes suckling.
Malcolm. You're next.
Okay, next one, which really surprised me. I love this movie, and this put me on the track of these type of movies more, and that's Satan's Blood. I love this movie. This movie was so much fun, and it's got so much nudity in it, and you can't help but go, whoa, when you see these women. I love it. This is a phenomenal movie. Everybody grab it. It's available in England as well as Satan's Blood. Pick it up, enjoy the nudity, and just let the good times roll. And who doesn't have a bit of Satanism in a movie? Unless it's the other hell. And then it's, oh. Anyway. And the really bad one was this, The Devil's Real Terror. This bored me, right? The whole idea of Donald Pleasance having worms or maggots in his arm and all this other stuff and the witch trial stuff bored me senseless. This was awful. Whatever you do, guys, do not buy this movie. I know you might like it because some people do, but I didn't.
Well, I took this one because we took different like routes with this. That I was very excited to see Vinegar Syndrome going to 4K with movies like Tammy and the T-Rex. Extremely excited. I was very baffled to see this show up. Now, do I like it? Yeah, I kind of do. Did it at the time make me wonder, what the hell, Vinegar Syndrome?
This was real quick released it almost immediately after.
And I think that was sort of the change, wasn't it? In Vinegar Syndrome, it was like we started to see after Rat.
Okay.
But there you go.
Next up, which I was really happy from the VSL line, and that was Flash and Fantasy, right? As somebody who loves classic movies and loves to watch them, this really surprised me because the 3 stories on it, because it's like an anthology movie, they all work. I loved Edward G. Robertson's story, and I loved the first story. Even the wife enjoyed watching this with me. And I will say, this is one of the best releases this year. If you ask me, one of the best releases. Yeah, that's one of the best releases. Terrible movie is Devil's Story.
I actually like Devil's Story, but it is a terrible movie.
If you like a guy constantly going, while a horse is running around for 20 minutes.
Oh, I never said it was a good movie. I just said I liked it.
Yeah.
It's a bad movie.
A lot of people like this movie for all the wrong reasons. They go, oh, the woman and it's attractive and that. Me, I'm like, yeah, get lost. I'm not watching this ever again.
I watched it twice.
But it's still been in the collection, so.
Extremely excited when I became a subscriber and they announced that Trauma was coming out. Man, did this ever blow my mind. I was so excited. I'm a huge Dario Argento fan. It's not his best film, but still it's the one that I needed in my collection. The very same month, they announced a film that I wish I didn't have in my collection, but I'm not a guy that sells my movies. The Ebola Syndrome. Screw that movie.
Brilliant movie. Let me just say about Ebola Syndrome. If you love the domination and disrespect to women, you'll love that movie. And that's not me, but that's what I'm saying. That's why some people like it. I just like because I love Anthony Wong as an actor because he's always so disturbing in his movies. And I like his characters because you want his characters to die. Do you know what I mean? You just hate his characters. And in that one, you hate him the most. Okay, so one I loved was Tex.
Great movie. I love this film. It's cheesy.
Never seen it. Yeah, never seen it until I got this release. And I love it. I love this movie. It's silly, it's cheesy, and it's everything you want on a late night when you're just, relaxing. and it's so easy to follow because you don't have to overthink. So yeah, and one I wasn't too keen on was Rush Week. Not because it's a bad movie by any means, but because it cuts all the kills. All the kills are just like off screen for the most part. The nudity is there, and there's a lot of necrophilia kind of action in it, but you just don't, like, hold his hand. Let me take pictures of you while you caress him while you're naked. And that's great. But the movie fails on the most important thing, which is being a horror.
I'm glad you mentioned Rush Week as a slasher, because I'm looking at some of the forum sites and stuff, and people mentioned somebody mentioned majorettes, and I was like, majorettes. Some like Vinegar Cinema should definitely put a. They're probably going to put a majorettes, by the way, sometime, not this week, sometime, because they put a flesh eater. And people were like, so what? They were like, what's majorettes? And someone was like, well, it's this really brutal, like excellent slasher movie. I have to let people be aware it's not. It's actually really bad. Like it is pretty atrociously acted. Did you say Sliver is great?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Book is good. The movie is mediocre. The book's great. The movie's mediocre. Because you have Stephen Baldwin. Like he's not exactly the greatest actor.
It's absolutely that's the sexiest Baldwin.
Nah, that's still
that face. I just love his face. That ooh.
I got a couple here with. I got a couple more here, box set wise. So basically, I was extremely excited when Vinegar Syndrome put out the Angel Collection, which is absolutely stunning. One of the highlights of my actual collection. I was excited, but then baffled when Vinegar Syndrome said they were going to put out a television Terror box set. I was excited, and the cover looked like this, and my excitement waned just slightly.
I like that. I like that artwork.
I still love the movies in here, but I'm not exactly sold on all the art. Angel One is almost a perfect movie. I 100% agree. Such an underrated film, Uzi. Because
the other two are not as good.
I mean, the second one.
I mean, they're fun, but they just don't have that same atmosphere that the first one does. The first one just works so well. And the other two work well, but they just don't have that same, like, I think it's the second one, which is extremely goofy. I think, yeah, it is. The second one's a really goofy one. The third one just feels a bit for the sake of it, but the first one is brilliant. I will agree on that.
The first one has a great cast. They all work well together. But what really, really helps me make for that one is the killer is great.
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean.
There's no like mystery to who the killer is. We know who the killer is. It's John Dahl from like Miami Vice,
and he's psycho. I love it.
Really, and he doesn't speak until the end of the film. And what he says kind of makes sense. Hey there.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say what I love. Hey Mike, what I loved about the first was I knew, the cowboy girl would have a big part at the end when he first was in it.
Well, he's actually a cowboy.
Carson Kidd, right?
Yep, Kit Carson. Last one. Extremely excited when the VSA and stuff was announced, and they put out stuff like Evil Town and Vice Academy 1 to 3, titles that I love. But then they also put out Hell Riders and House of Usher, which are objectively bad films. This you can watch because it's kind of fun.
I watched TV.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I fell asleep 4 times trying to finish House of Usher. 4 freaking times. I'm not even lying.
Well, I fell asleep watching Mission Kill Fast. And I slept all the way through the movie twice.
It's not that bad. It's bad. It's not that bad.
It is. It's awful. Mission Kill Fast is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Did you watch House of Usher?
No, not yet. I've got so many Vinegar Syndromes I've got to catch up on. What's this? Gina. Hey, I collect public domain cartoon tapes. And the artwork on those wasn't always exactly great, but the tunes were usually great, except if they were those bad Three Stooges cartoons.
I like those Three Stooges ones.
I like them.
I'm a fan of those. Like, I grew up with that stuff, Gino. So used to show it on TV all the time when I was a kid. So that's probably got to do with it too. When the greatest underrated, underloved, undersung end creative piece of all time is Initiation. I love The Initiation. That's a good movie.
This is a film that surprised me, and I really liked it. Evil Laugh. I really like this movie.
Really?
Yeah, I love the ending. The ending's hilarious. I was crying with laughter at the ending.
It's a bad movie.
It's a good bad movie. I'll give it that. It's a good bad movie. It's a lot of fun. To me, it is anyway. So I'm glad they released this.
I think that's the majorettes is going to come across for a lot of people if that comes out. Deadly Games 4K. Actually, I have another list here, and I'll do real quick, and I'll just show them. These are 6 of my absolute favorite Vinegar Syndrome movies of all time. Teacher gives one away. Fade to Black. Cemetery of Terror. Deadly Games. Anybody that doesn't own this really needs to own this. I watch this every Christmas.
Anybody who wants to own it needs to own it with the slip.
Blood Games. One of the best slips. One of the best movies.
Still annoys me, but I don't own that with the slip.
Spookies. Crazy movie. Another so bad it's good. With 2 great documentaries.
Let's get an 88 films 4K.
It's nice. And it doesn't need it, though, just so you know. And Corruption, Chris Miller, my God, this is so good. It's way better.
Who doesn't love the Charlie Chaplin bit?
That's creepy. That Charlie Chaplin mask thing is creepy as fuck. And still one of the best slips. You know,
Yeah.
I
got my slip for that through the points.
I think I said Rob Zombie is my favorite.
I have not seen Biozombie yet, but I want. But I own it. I got it, with the special slipcover box.
Oh yeah,
and the subscription.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. I really want that. Really want to see it. Sorry, because I love Jordan Chan. Jordan Chan is such an underrated actor.
Good Luck, Miss Wyckoff is such an underrated film. It's such a good film. And I don't think enough people have seen it. So if you haven't seen it, it's one of their very early, one of the very first releases. And
isn't it 10 for 10?
Yeah.
No.
Was it?
Yeah, I know, because I bought it in that.
Oh, crap. I missed it on 10 for 10 because I wanted it. I never saw it. How did I miss that? Because I really like the movie.
Oh,
my voice.
Amazon didn't ship it to August. Bloody hell.
Oh, my voice.
Talk about that. Let's talk about Amazon quickly, just because this was brought up. So I pre-ordered that Red Sonja omnibus. You know, the one with Conan. You know, the one you've got. And I pre-ordered the Simpsons Volume 2 omnibus, and they've both said out of stock, even though I pre-ordered them and haven't been shipped yet. And I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Well, I pre-ordered the Camp on Blood Island set because it came on Amazon too, right? When Severin put it out.
Yeah.
And Severin's shipping was really bad at that point. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to take any chance to order from Amazon. Oh no, I'll get it. It won't be too expensive. So I ordered from Amazon, pre-ordered it, mind you. The order came out, I waited. Everybody was showing off their Camp on Blood Island set. Finally get an email from Amazon. Oh, by the way, we're out. I'm like, what do you mean you're out? Like, I pre-ordered this. I said, well, we'll keep the order up there. I waited 12 months. Oh. Nothing ever happened.
You want to see a couple of the new Arrow releases I got in the mail?
Oh, sure, but show away.
Yeah. I'll show quickly. So I've got the artwork for the first one, obviously, and that's Carlito's Way. I was surprised this was actually in a hard box, rigid box. Look at that.
I love those recently. I love the cover.
That's really nice. I did. This was the variant artwork, which I preferred, the site exclusive one. I was like, if I'm going to replace it, because I had the 4K already, I was like, I might as well get their special version. It looks better if you ask me, especially considering, like you said, the cover's inside. Yeah. So got that. And this is the Psycho collection.
Nice.
And it's actually got a plastic sleeve, but you pull, put it from out. So up there. That's and I like that they're actually in normal sized cases. I hate those slimline cases. And the book is hardback too, I believe.
Oh yeah, most of their books are hardback. Unless they're like...
What's funny is when I open this, the only movie I'm going to probably watch is the fourth one. Because I know I love the fourth one, and the other three I know so well, but I just care about the fourth one, to be honest, at the minute. But it's nice having a collection because then I can watch them whenever I want. I'm glad
Olivia
I
Hussey
this
is
because
so good in 4.
originally I was like, but because I'd seen them so many times, but I went, why not? So yeah, look at that. So yeah, that's him.
I've been obviously you can see what I got recently.
He got the invisible slipcover from Vinegar Syndrome.
I totally did, man. The
Talk
real
about
invisible.
that, guys. If you paid that $10 during April, it will. What we won't. Why my tongue getting tied? We will be finding out what the special thing was during Black Friday.
What do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be something to do with the box set.
I think it's going to be either a box set made for whatever's coming out then, or it might be some like special slipcover thing for something that they think everybody will have. I mean, Pilver didn't even get Invisible Maniac, ended up with the lenticular slipcover, which was a bit weird. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe they'll give you like a DVD or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'd love it if it was like a special movie, that other people didn't get. But then everybody gets angry over about, subscribers don't get it. Well, you didn't pay it, did you? But
you used to get a little upset sometimes when you see like subscribers stuff, something falling outside the subscriber. When we talked about this, like during the sale, remember? You wanted the sales to be subscriber only.
I don't. I think it's. I don't think the sales should be subscriber only, but I think people that are subscribed should get a better discount on since it gives another perk. That's what I believe. Because you don't get many perks from it now, really, other than that $8 off.
Well, you get like the 50% off coupon for the partner labels, right?
Which isn't really 50%, but yeah.
Yeah. You get your movies shipped out for everybody else.
But that doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it nowadays because we all wait to the end of the
only because you're in the UK. When you're in the United States, it's different. That wasn't.
What do you mean? When they ship, I get my stuff within 3-4 days.
Oh, well, so there you go. Then there's no okay. There's no excuse.
What I'm saying is, it takes forever to ship. There's people right now that are getting their shipment from this month. But what I'm saying is, it feels like sometimes it takes like 4 weeks as a subscriber, when in the past it'd take a week. Hey, Sweet Willie.
Hey, welcome, man. I mean, there's stuff there. There's enough there, like if you're going to be a subscriber, like there's enough of a discount off the movies. Yeah, I get it. Like, but not everybody can afford it. That's the thing. I think that there's definitely enough there for subscribers. I sometimes think that until recently, until they started doing these sales, that there was a barrier of entrance for people to come in.
Well, the other thing you got to remember, that you probably don't realise, because obviously you're not buying from Vinegar Syndrome at the minute, is they do that stacked shipping, right, till like the 14th or 16th or whatnot, and then it's free after the first time you've paid, right? Well, that feels like that takes away from subscribers as well, because technically we're supposed to get our thing for free, right? And that's great and all, but it's like another perk that's been taken away.
So they went to USPS instead of FedEx.
They don't for me.
No, I mean,
maybe because
I used to work in shipping at a company at one point, and I will tell you right now, FedEx is not an easy company to work with. Like, as a guy that did shipping, like I had so many I was in shipping and I was in corporate management, right?
Yeah.
And so basically, when shipping would mess up, they'd want to speak because they were being shipped corporately. So we're shipping to Hallmark, places like that. They're making Christmas movies. So when that would screw up, when FedEx would screw up, then they want to talk to the corporate manager, which was also me. So I would get yelled at, then realize, they're going to want to talk to the upper person, and I am the upper person. So I'm going to get yelled at again, which was both good and bad, because when I wasn't, I was like, okay, I'll get you to whatever, get you the manager type thing. But when I became the manager, then it started like that. It got to a point where I kind of liked it because I was waiting for them to start bitching like a lot. And like, let me talk to your manager. Oh, well, congratulations. Did you luck out? I am the manager. And sometimes it would be like, that would be, oh, let's have a nice conversation. All of a sudden their voice would lower. Other ones be like, well, can you get me a manager above you? And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't work that way. Sorry about your damn life. Would you agree the biggest film
Well, I'll be
title of
honest.
2023 was the
I
last horror
think
film? I don't know. I mean, it was big for a lot of people. It wasn't for me. Like for a lot of people, I think it was. Just Maniac
it
2
was the most recent, wasn't it? It was the most recent, so it probably is.
yeah, for 2023 so far.
Over here, people have got over in there selling it on eBay for £200.
This is insane, man.
To talk about FedEx quickly, because I want to add my piece to it. Whenever I get my FedEx box, it always looks like it's been kicked, right? Luckily, the driver doesn't throw it because he can't, because it's so heavy. So luckily, he doesn't throw it. But I'm sure they throw them in the in the sorting places. And if you've got a smaller package, I've seen ones throw Amazon packages on my door.
Hacky sack.
Fear of missing out.
For those who
Entertainment Hell, it's the fear of missing out.
Evil Things is a really good film. So that's going to be a cool 4K, man. USPS is the government. They really don't give it. I'll tell you what, FedEx does not. Fear of missing out.
The worst company I had in America was On Track. They'd always deliver to a completely different address.
Yeah, On Track in Canada too.
Yeah, they can get lost. I hate them.
They wouldn't mess up my stuff, but man, the shipping when you get shipping notifications, like they were so few and far between. Like
yes,
a label is being put on. Like, oh, I'm glad. What's it doing at my door?
Well, let me tell you this, right? So I've got some things coming. So I've got my bill's coming from Australia, right? Somehow they got into this country and now it's completely not moved in like 12 days, right? So I don't know where that is. Fatal termination from Air 4444, right? Says it was shipped 12 days ago as well, but it hasn't moved at all, right?
I'm shocked when anything comes from Australia nowadays. I really am. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Right. Yeah, exactly, right. And Radiance, they put my thing up as as an order, because when you're a subscriber, they put it up as an order on your Shopify. They still haven't shipped that yet, even though other people's have been shipped. And I'm like, what's going on? It's a bit annoying. Failed termination is awesome. I've never seen it, Uzi, and I can't wait to get it because I bought the double slip cover version. So I really want to see it.
I've lucked out with a lot of like shipping places. Not everyone. I've had FedEx mess up with me. I've had like Canada Post mess up with me when I was in Canada. I've never really tried here, but I'm not going to lie. I don't think I will. I'll get shipped somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't like some boutique tubers come on.
I hate that.
And review a new title that came out. And then at the end say, oh, it's sold out now and it's about yeah, tell me about it. Let me show you this title that you can't get. Like I'll show it for order, for a collection video, stuff like that. But most of the time, even I don't know. It's never really a flex with me because I
don't like it. I've never been one of those people that likes to go, oh look, I've got this right recently. Like for instance, let's say this sold out right now, right? I would go, oh, I really like this. I got this, and I'd go, you know what? If it is sold out, at least you can still get the movie, right? But I'm not going to be going, oh yeah, this is gone. I'd be wanting to talk about it and say, oh, I got it from this place,
Thanks for giving this.
Yeah, exactly.
If we can get it. I mean, I'm not a person that gets a lot of free stuff. Like everybody knows where I get my stuff. I'm up front. I've had stuff from Umbrella in the past. I would get stuff from Mill Creek, which have been very, very good to me. But they let me choose. So I choose review what I want to review. And I've had stuff from Sony, which don't let me choose. I get some good stuff and I get some different stuff. So far, I've lucked out as far as Sony. I don't get.
You know what? Go on. Sorry.
I was just going to say, they don't get me. They don't like. I'm not a big YouTuber, so I don't get the choices. Like I get the scraps, basically. I think.
I'm going to be honest. you know, I'll be honest on this. Me personally, when people get 3 copies, I think there's 2 things that annoy me the most about, right? It's when they don't give a proper review for the item. That irritates me, right? And 2, when you know they're selling it straight after, right? There's YouTubers who have eBay accounts where they sell the thing still sealed, right? And you know they never watched it, they just read the back of the case. Those 2 things irritate the hell out of me because I'm like, this is the reason why these people don't need to go out and buy media, because you watch their out and about videos and they're not buying anything because they got this stuff for free, right? If you're getting that for free, at least be able to have the decency not to sell it, right? That irritates me more than anything.
I think
Um,
for me, I can't. I just can't because I don't know. I had this guilt. I was raised with my grandparents, so when I get something, I get no. I can understand some people that like if they get a lot of stuff, as long as they're watching it like and maybe they're putting funds back to the channel and they're doing that. I can understand that if they're going to sell some stuff like that. I
hmm,
won't like shade anybody with that. Like people that like are like may be getting just to sell though, like that's a different thing. Like 'cause I know
yeah,
some
to me
people
that's
that have
boring.
sold off some parts of their collection because
Hmm.
basically, I'll be honest, like space is not infinite.
Yeah, sure.
Um, like for me, um, I don't get stuff from a lot of companies, and one of the reasons that I probably don't is because, in all honesty, I couldn't. Like when Umbrella was like gave up on me, I was literally writing a message to Umbrella to say, "Hey, I can't take stuff anymore. I'm moving." Um, so it kind of like
Well,
came at the right possible
you
time, right?
know, on the other side of it, if you've watched it and you've reviewed it and you've done the best you can with it, and you
Yeah,
don't like the movie, fair enough, right? Fair enough, right? Because you're not going to want let's say, for instance, a prime example is someone like Heath, right? He gets a lot of movies in to review and talk about, right?
yeah.
If he doesn't like a lot of some of those movies, of course he should be able to get rid of them, but he needs to have watched them and talked about them and done what you're supposed to do first. But a lot of people don't do that. They keep it sealed. They just read that review off of IMDb and then they say it and then they sell it for full money so they can get money from it. That's what irritates me more than anything.
No, same here. Like that would kind of yeah, no, that because I'm being on this side of it, uh,
Yeah.
that kind of like I'm not gonna lie, that does bother me. Um, one thing that I will say is like overall, it's a fairly good space when it comes to stuff like that. Um, but there's outliners. The two things that I don't like, and everybody does a YouTube channel differently, so I don't want to put shade at anybody. Uh, but the things that I just that distracts me from a video is if, for instance, uh, like say I'm showing you on a bowl syndrome, okay, and
Mm,
I'm not talking about it. There's just music playing,
yeah.
and it's just
Oh,
like you seen. Have you ever seen those videos? Or
yes.
something
And
like
it's
this.
annoying.
This is the other thing. Hey, these are the movies I got. Aren't they cool? Don't you really like these movies that I got? How amazing is that? And you don't see a face. There's no personality. There's nothing to it.
No,
Um, and then again, like some people may be shy or you do you type of thing. But for me, that's kind of part of it. It's part of the part and
yeah.
parcel of what I
It's
do.
about seeing your passion because you're supposed to have a passion for this.
That's the thing. I mean, like, and I think it comes across. Like when I started doing YouTube, that was 11 years ago, and even early on, I didn't have like a ton of viewers. I had like 20 subscribers, like in my first like year or two, right?
Lovely.
Yeah, like whole 20 subscribers. I was so excited when I reached like 50, and like 100%. And I still will say that excitement that I had.
They did actually. I've seen this. I'm going to be honest with you. They did.
Did they for real?
And that they did, yeah. And that's on my OnlyFans, which Dove Series would know because he likes to watch me use them. So,
Oh, you really turned that around. That was good, man.
thank you.
React, Holly,
Hey,
it goes
hey,
live.
Dove said yes, by the way.
And let me just bring it up on screen for you, man. Um, It's an hour and 40 minutes. It's going to be going live, and then we'll know exactly what that 10 movie box set is that a lot of people are very excited about, and we'll know, of course, what the Prophecy 1 to 3 4K UHD set looks like. I'm kind of expecting it's going to be maybe on two 4Ks. Like
Yeah, I
maybe
think it
we
will
get
be.
like Prophecy on a one
Maybe a
4K,
bonus Blu-ray disc as like special features, maybe.
maybe, and maybe Prophecy 2 and 3 like on a second 4K, or rather than have one
Yeah,
4K each. But
I
they're
can't
hyped.
imagine them
It
doing
is. It
that.
is like Vinegar Cinema is really good at getting people hyped for this type of. They are very, very good at getting people hyped for this type of stuff. Man, I wish. I was actually feeling kind of jealous. Man, Adam and Eve company project reviewed about. I'll totally review Adam and Eve because there's
Oh, you'd
not
like
a
some of
lot.
their stuff, would you?
What do you mean? No, I do not. They're. What do they sell? Soap or detergent or?
Well, I twice with you, them and Love Honey and that. To be honest, I would love to think I've got most Love Honey stuff.
No,
It shows that perfect time.
no, I had a. God, what was that? I used to get ads for them all the time. Oh, in all honesty.
God no, please not 10 SOV movies, please. I've already seen 10 coming out from a different label.
You're wearing the shirt, and there's nothing
Yes.
wrong with SOV, but it's just like not all in a row. They
It
said
wouldn't
that
be too.
it's probably not going to be, these 10 movies are not going to be like a franchise. So it's not going to be Witchcraft, it's not going to be Children of the Corn.
I'll be honest with you, if that banner is the artwork for that box set, it's actually going to look quite nice.
I mean, it's there. Let's bring it up again. Let's look at this for a second. Actually, let's do this. I don't know. I mean, like,
Let's hope it isn't a Cardona thing. That would be terrible. I'd like them in the separate boxes, but not in a 10 movie one.
I can you imagine that? Like the third, it's like a big 10 movie box set, and you got to snap
Oh
it together.
no, that'd be awful.
You can see the prophecy symbol right there. So just so
Oh,
for
the
people
banner
who
thing
don't,
was in the email, wasn't it? It was in the
yeah.
email. It's at the bottom of this.
So everything. So this is your options, by the way, guys. So this is everything bundle. It's the VSU plus all 5 announced titles. So there's going to be 3 announced and 2 secret. So there's going to be the 10 movie box set, Prophecy 4K set, and something else. And then there's going to be 2 secret titles. You will be able to buy the 3 individually released titles, the 2 box sets, and the other movie on its own. You'll be able to buy the VSU on its own, or you can be kind of wild and crazy and get the secret titles on their own. You have a different banner. Try refreshing. Let me just go back and see.
I'm lucky, React. I only need
There
to
we
buy
go.
the
Oh yeah, there it
VSU.
is, right there.
There it is, though. Well, it's like double thinking. They'd like to go together.
Wait a second.
Oh, I see. The Lost is right there, right at the bottom of that first image.
Yeah.
But the question is, are these up here titles of some of the movies? Because one's got apes.
Well, there was the reason people think that it's going to be what's the title again? I'm thinking about. The reason they think that the VSU is going to be what the VSU is going to be is that they listed a bunch of titles, and the first letter of all the titles spelled out the words to the VSU.
Oh, you're talking about? Aren't you talking about that video where it did the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think those are those titles.
I like those videos they do now. They're actually quite good.
I like some. I mean, there's other ones that it depends. Like for me, I mean, like I could see this being about. Can you imagine if the box set is like kind of illuminated?
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Like it looks like literally looks like a marquee.
That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it?
Well, they said, "Hey,
Hey,
Nicole, welcome."
Nicole.
Her and her husband have this incredible fitness channel.
Wow.
Like this. There'll be 10 more slipcovers for cutting class, no actual movies.
I like the thumbnail of your account.
Yeah, it is Nicole. Her and her husband have like they live in Canada, and they have a fitness account. They are way more
Nice,
jacked than me. They've inspired me like to work out because I follow them on Instagram too.
cool.
Um,
I shall join.
Say just the last name with an S. I think that's how it goes. We got Marvel's Black Widow. There we go. If there was like an '80s Black Widow, like Marvel's Black Widow, like there was like a '90s like Nick Fury, I could see that. Can you imagine that, Malcolm? Like it's the Marvel set. It's the Marvel set from like the old Marvel stuff, like Doctor Strange. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it isn't. They come out on the day. They come out on the day. That would be amazing. I've got to be honest, that'd be quite funny if they had things like Doctor Strange and they had all that and like early
Generation X.
Spider-Man, and I'd love that. I would. I love the original. I love the Spider-Man from the 70s, so I'd be jumping up and down on that.
Nicholas Hammond, man.
Is there any way
Go
we can
dear.
zoom in and look at those names on that banner?
The answer to that is no.
You can't zoom in on the page.
You can zoom in on the page. Let me just say, see, because you can't see the name very well. That's the thing. Like you literally, like you can see, like what we can see here is like CK Widow, which seems like Black Widow, ITE, which could be Ride or Apes, and IGHT, which is probably Night,
Might be night.
and the letter D. Lost films. Can you imagine films that should have stayed lost?
Imagine if it said that the lost films were we grabbed out.
The lost films of Beelzebub. Oh, that would be so bad.
That's what you want.
Here's the thing. They said that the reason this box got delayed is because they found better movies.
Because they found better films.
Yeah, to put into that set. I have to ask you. I'm going to ask you. Be straight with me here. Did you believe that? Hmm? Did you cut? Did you?
Well, there you
did
are.
you cut it?
I thought you were playing that. Your thing froze for a second then.
Oh, I said, did you believe that they found better films?
What's that? Because you keep breaking up.
Oh, weird, because that's not showing my side. Usually when I break up, I'll get like a message up here. So yeah, do you believe that they found better films, and that's why this box is later?
No, I think they just put it to Black Friday so that people would join the subscription.
Last Franco films. Aaron would rejoice. My better
I
half.
don't have mine either.
So my better half's birthday is on Monday, so we're doing like a birthday weekend, and I told him, I said, there could be something really good here, and you could be getting something like pretty awesome for your birthday.
Oops. Hey, talk about that. I didn't have my stuff from this month, right? And yet there's people on Facebook selling theirs sealed already. It's like, why the hell do you even bother? Franco is awesome. I love Franco. Massive Jess Franco fan.
Well,
Yeah, Jess
that's
Franco.
I am. I convinced you to get did you get the other book yet? Did you find it?
No, I haven't found the other one yet because it's out of print. It goes for like 180 quid over it.
Holy crap.
So,
I lucked out
I'm not
because
going to.
there was was it the year that I think that my Severin release, like stuff wasn't coming till next year. So my better half said, pick something else, for that for Christmas. Do I think the set's going to be good, Jaden? I hope so.
Uzi, I own the Faceless 4K.
And she said, pick something else. So I picked out like a Vinegar Sin, I picked up Jess Franco, Stephen Thrower book volume 1. It was on sale at the time for like, I think $40. And she said, well, there's two of them. Why don't you just get two of them together? So it was less than $100 for both. So we grabbed both of them. And then I think the week after that, she got me Nightmare USA as a kind of a surprise to go with it. Or In
It's
other words,
awesome.
I have a very, very awesome better half.
Wait.
I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be good, Jaden. I'm a little nervous. Uh, if this was 2 years ago, I would be like, I think it's going to be amazing. But I've been back and forth. Some announcements have excited me. Some announcements have been just the opposite, where I've been like, is this really the way to go? But like that being said, some of the stuff that I didn't get excited about, like other people got excited about. I did a video on here with Cinema Dave when the Showgirls one was announced. And some people had leaked that said it was going to be Showgirls, and I said no, that's too mainstream. It's just there's way too many versions of Showgirls out there, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And if you've seen that video, it's on Patreon. You can literally see my face drop for that announcement. Like Malcolm, I'm sure you've seen it. You can see the disappointment in my face. Yeah. And if you watch the video to the end, you can hear my better half's thoughts on it, who thought it was absolutely and it did well for them.
Fuming.
But she was
fuming.
She thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. She said, this is totally against the whatever, the identity of what she thought the company was at the time. $1,000 10-film box set.
I think the box set is, if we look at what it's supposed to be like an MRSP, I think it is, of like $330.
I thought that was for everything.
Not for the 10-film set, but altogether for the 5 things.
Yeah. So that's
which tells you that box set isn't going to cost that much. It's going to cost probably $100 or something.
Because putting an anniversary price, or maybe.
But I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine it being that big of a set. I honestly think if it is, it's going to be 5 discs with 2 movies on each.
Yeah, I'm not expecting special features or anything like that. I figured they'll do it like they did with 5 films, 5 years.
One thing we do know is they won't put any erotic movies in it because that's on the other side now.
Yeah, Mescaline, so that's not going to be there. Here's the thing. It would have been a lot better if they hadn't hyped this. Like if we didn't know jack about this, if they would have just would have been like the secret announcement, bam, like today, like say for instance, if they would have told us today, well, by the way, there's a box set coming, and we go, oh, there's 10 movie boxes. That's amazing. That's fantastic. But when we know months in advance that this is happening.
We knew at the beginning of the year, didn't we? Because they announced it for July.
Yeah, because they announced it didn't they announce it in January for the big
Yeah, for May. That's right. It's for May. It was supposed to be May, but they pushed it back because they said they found better films, but they didn't do that. They pushed it back because they wanted those halfway subs.
We don't know exactly how much the set is yet. Like we assume that it's probably going to be in the hundreds and odd dollar range, but we won't know till it actually gets announced.
Well, it's not that long away. It's only an hour and 27 minutes away.
It is getting really close to there.
Well, Cemetery Man's coming out through 7, isn't it?
Yeah, so it'll at least be $50, if not more.
Just wait for a sale.
I love their 4Ks, but getting.
Talk about that. AA Films announced today. They announced Count Dracula. They're releasing it.
Are you serious?
Is still going out to 780? Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Goodbye, Siri. Bye, Siri.
I couldn't find that in your Apple Music library. You can ask me to play a radio station or ask me to use a different app.
I'll still buy the 7 version because the 7 version looks better. That's what I've got announced. I've got Hardball 2 and Burial Ground, Zombie Holocaust coming. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking for that. ask what it
don't say the word.
Please say great. I spoke to her earlier and asked what the time was in a different country. Right, and it understood me perfectly, which surprised me because normally it doesn't.
Apparently, it understands me all too well.
What
I
you
used
need
to
to
have-
do is when people pay, like when people donate, you should have it where it reads it on the computer, and then they can put the name in, and it just starts it up. That'd be hilarious.
80 films and 7 are still going on, man. 4 Flies.
Hey,
Did you find out
ready,
about 4 Flies, by the way?
Arnold. What's that?
Did you find out about 4 Flies?
Yeah, it was partially the whole thing was partially shipped. So I'm guessing they're gonna send it with my Spinel doll because it said
Gotta be-
partially shipped. They never
We are
explained to me why.
here, I'm in Morocco, like Malcolm's in the UK. So basically, I
Yeah.
guess we don't say the UK anymore now. Is in England, so basically it'll be 5:30 here. 5 or 5:30? 5, right?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah. So
They
right
put
now,
1 minute past 5.
it's like right now it's like 3:36. Hey, and ready, welcome, man. And Arnold's a really good title. That's actually something that people are going to be.
This was the prequel to Arnold. So check that out and then watch the animation. I'm excited for ghost hunting, to be honest.
Are you really?
Yeah, I like the Asian movies, don't I?
Well, not all of them because I should.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, they're the most exciting ones that come out most of the time because they haven't come out on good releases for a long time.
Oh, thank you, William. I will let her know.
That's nice. See, I told you, Sweet Willie always comes through. Okay? Very sweet.
Which these movies are you most excited about? Like the stuff that's out there right now, of the stuff that's announced for last month, because I won't be getting anything to get to Canada. Arnold is probably one of the better titles, but I don't remember Evil Judgment. So maybe that, because I like these, I like slasher movies, like that type of stuff. But that's what Evil Judgment is. Like if they put Majorettes there, man, I'd be excited about that. And that's not even a good movie. Just say, my film noir double feature of Johnny O'Clock and Thieves Highway is so good. We are switching to Patreon at what time is it there that we're switching over to Patreon?
4:30, wasn't it?
Yeah, so 4:30. So that'll be in about an hour. An hour switch over to Patreon.
So who's joining us on Patreon? Give us a hell yeah.
They definitely will. You finally got Death Game. Great.
The second movie's the better one.
I like them both, man. They're both fantastic films.
The second one just outdoes the first, though, to be fair.
I love the second movie. I do but then again, be fair. Like I knew Death Game. Like I did not know that other film. So it had the advantage of being a movie that I knew nothing about. So I went in with low expectations.
I'll be honest. I wish I'd been that guy in that second movie because I could have gone all night with both of them over and over again.
Well, that's what he does, but until he can't anymore, like.
But we've got to remember, you've watched Knock Knock 100 times, so.
I've watched like the Death Game, the other film too, at least around 5 times each. I just like those, like that. I like that film. I like that genre, and not only just like for the sexiness of it. There's this whole kind of like psychological mind.
I like that.
That I adore in films.
I think what I like about those two movies is the overpowering of women that they can not only sway us with the innocence, because these obviously supposed to be young girls, but also by the power of knowing that they can dominate you to a point where you don't always realise what's going on. And I think it's played really well in those movies, as there's some movies where it just makes women look psychotic and crazy, but these people, especially in the second one, they just seem very normal. Do you know what I mean? There doesn't seem anything crazy or anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love that deck, by the way. For those that don't know, when I was younger, I used to skateboard. Super love that deck.
I'm very excited for that 4K Monster Squad.
Yes, I say I haven't upgraded Monster Squad since DVD. So actually, that's a good upgrade for me. It's such a good movie too.
It is. It's
Wolfman's
one.
got
It was a movie I
nuts.
almost bought. I almost bought the import for it, but then I went. But then I found out about the 4K. And I went, thank God, because I would rather have the 4K.
Well, I got yeah, Music World. So Music World, remember Music World?
Hmm.
So Music World in St. John's when it was there, had an end cap, and it had Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps, and they're on DVD. So I picked them both up that day, and I'm super excited about that release. Cujo 4K.
Cujo's going to be great as well in 4K. I think it's hilarious when you listen to the stories about that dog. You know, that they were trying to make Rabbit in it, you know, look crazy when it was the sweetest dog you could imagine. What is Monster Squad is ultra homophobic. Oh, I didn't know that because I've never seen it in Entertainment Hell. So
I don't see
also,
it,
what
but
is the
maybe
only person who dies in the movie?
just
The
me.
Black Detective.
Well,
It's definitely a film of its time.
it's a trope, but that is a trope. That's what I love about the. Have you seen the Black Thing yet?
No, not yet.
It's funny.
That's new. That's new, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's actually.
But it's probably directed. It's probably directed by a black director, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's why they get away with it. That's why it ain't classified as racist.
Well, no, in Black Thing, it's like basically everybody is so like you can't kill us all at the same time, right? But it's really, really good. Fred Deckard.
Monster Squad will get released over here, George. I have no question about it. I have no doubt about that. It will, because it's 4K, so there will be at some point.
Cujo versus Old Yeller. Oh man, two movies that wreck you, right? I remember the first time I saw Old Yeller, that wrecked the hell out of me, man.
I love the ending of Old Yeller.
That as a kid,
It
I
just,
cried so much.
It just so upsetting. You know, it really hits you.
Disney messes with you, man. It's like Disney's like, hey, we're the happiest place in the world. Let's wreck your childhood. Like you got to get ready for. I think like Walt Disney is like might have been like a stern authoritarian. Let's get kids ready for the real world.
I think Old Yeller made everybody cry, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Old Yeller, like, and he kill out. Like, don't be a parent in a Disney film. Like, holy crap.
And we got to remember, George, as well, the Monster Squad 4K it was only announced recently, so it'll probably be on Amazon closer to the time.
Yeah, that happens a lot, especially with movies, with like omnibuses, for instance. I'm always like messaging Malcolm whenever a new omnibus comes out on Amazon. Did you pre-order the Garth Ennis Punisher, by the way?
It's not on. It's not on the UK Amazon.
Oh shit! Keep an eye. I'll keep an eye.
I pre-ordered the Gail Simone Wonder Woman.
That comes out soon, actually, like this year.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that because Reed Comics didn't even have it listed, so I thought I'll get it from Amazon.
Oh, you could have the purple like button of Doom right there.
It hasn't got any of it. It's just got the old release, which is 135 quid.
For me, yeah, I want to get that one. I'm probably next year, or this year. There's so much stuff I want to get. Like, if I get everything that I want to get when I go to Canada, I'm not gonna have any money. My better half's gonna kill me.
Well, I'll tell you this: my wife, the beautiful Donna, right? She loves when I get these unboxings of these graphic novels omnibuses, but I'm sure she hates the price of them.
I still think Ghost Nursing looks like it's a spanking coming out.
I like it. I'm hoping it's category free. I love category free movies. Spanking, sex,
my God.
some breasts. Who doesn't?
Speaking of which, somebody said, "Hey, what if the 10 movie film box set as a category 3 box set?"
I'd love that. If that happened, I would probably scream.
I would love that for you. It would make me like legit say, "Hey, I am super glad I'm not a subscriber right now." Because I don't think
you got a real thing
like,
against category 3 movies, didn't you?
Oh, dude,
you need to Entertainment Hell.
Here's the thing: if you don't like Monster Squad, you're definitely not gonna like anything category 3. Just just as a heads up, man.
Category three is
Amber?
more fun than Monster Squad. I say, it's a hell.
No, it's
You
not.
go for it.
No, it's not.
You go for
Not
it.
even
You go
remote.
for it. Trust me. As someone who's watched Category 3 since I was a kid, go for it. Right? Get some of Robo Tricks or something like Erotic Ghost Story. Erotic Ghost Story is great. I highly recommend them, especially if you like a little bit of sleaze in them.
There's not a
They're
little
amazing.
bit. There's never a little bit of anything in a Category 3 movie. It
I
doesn't do
still
a
have to
little
watch Taxi Hunter. Yeah, I'm still waiting, Malcolm, about anime. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, George. I will get to you on the anime. I slept most of the day. I will get to you, I promise. I've just been a bit, thingy. So
Well, I
I
made him sleep
will
most of
look
the day
into
because of
more.
this video.
Yeah, so because of this video, I sleep most of the day. I'll try and work on the list on Saturday because I'm probably going to be sleeping for a while tonight or this morning. And then me and Aaron are going to be doing probably the imprint thing. So yeah, I'll try and sort out for you on Saturday.
Is that the last 42nd Street movies based on that artwork?
That is, I did think that. I did think that, but then I went, So I think that's the closest guess, probably, actually.
That it probably is.
Because it does look that way. It's probably Grindhouse movies.
It's all like 10 different versions of a massage
Miss
parlor.
45.
Oh, I love Miss 45. That's a fantastic film. Though it didn't Draftos. I got Miss 45 here in Blu-ray. I think Draftos put it out.
They did, but they released not New York Ninja. They released what was that other one that recently got released? Oh, it was Miami Connection.
I want to see.
I would pay would do a category 3 Medea movie. You know what, Darcy? That would be phenomenal. It would definitely break the mold, if you ask me. I would love to see that, especially if they did it in Hong Kong as well.
To be fair, that like air release of Bloodbath though, that's such a great documentary on it, Uzi.
6 different versions. I didn't know that. I own it, and I didn't know that.
There's a whole bunch of versions for Bloodbath because he bought like the rights to the footage, right? And then he just did the movie, and he did like there's a vampire, there's a spy thriller, but the documentary on it's really good.
I just don't like the box set. I just don't like how flimsy it is.
Well, they all were back then. Like like retroactively, we can look at the box sets that are flimsier now, but that was the norm back then. That was before they got into the hard boxes.
I love Sid Haig. What a legend Sid Haig is, eh? I love him in Foxy Brown and Kofi.
Well,
Let me just tell you this. Let me just tell you this right now, all right? I've said this to this, so I can say it right now. All right? I was talking to my wife, right? And she asked me, who do you think the perfect woman is in all the world, right? And I said very smartly, other than you, my love, Pam Grier in the 70s. I said, in my dream threesome would be my wife and Pam Grier in the 70s just getting it on. With me, not with each other, but with me. Who's that guy next to Sid Haig?
that was a good.
I've never seen that guy before.
Yeah, that one. Sergio Jonas from Mad Magazine. I am doing the 30 Days of Halloween. I'm actually already starting on I'm working on it. And of course, Mr. Doug Bradley.
Whoa, Doug Bradley. Well, you look super thin there.
Well,
what is that? Is that a Halloween shirt? Is that like a Halloween pumpkin shirt?
It's an Archie comic shirt, which Comic Con, we got into it was our first convention. And we got there. And so I'm wearing my jacket, I'm wearing my Archie comic shirt with Archie and Benny and Veronica. Massive Archie fan. And this cosplay girl, tall girl, beautiful, comes up to me. And she says, is that an Archie shirt? And I'm like, yeah. And she looked at and she said, can I hug your husband? And she did. She came over, she gave me a big hug. What a sweetheart she was, actually. Great convention. I love Comic Cons.
Yeah, people are a lot more friendly, especially if they know something you're wearing or what dressed up in cosplay as or.
Well, it's my people. Like, guys, I'm a massive geek. These are my Comic Con people are my people. I collect movies and board games and video games and omnibuses. It's kind of my thing. I actually decided to stand up. One of the neat things that I've got done, by the way, just so you guys know, is I have this on a rotating. So if I got to go, or if I just got to go over to the kitchen or something like that, for instance.
Oh, wow.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
The magic behind the scenes, the glitz, the glamour, the glory, the TMZ.
Well, I already started watching horror movies. I watched The Owners, which is a UK horror home invasion film, which is all right. It's not that great. It's got Maisie Williams in it. And her and her boyfriend, the two other guys, break into this house, which is owned by this elderly couple, one being Sylvester McCoy and one being the woman who was in Some Day Over Me. You know the one where he goes,
I was going to watch that. I haven't watched it yet.
That one. So that was kind of interesting. And it messes up from then. It's really good. I liked it. I thought the ending was great. It says, Aaron, can you do a cooking segment while we wait for the announcement?
One of the things that I was going to do at one point on my channel, which I didn't end up doing, was kind of a dinner and a movie type cooking segment. But I've never done it. I'm not a great cook, so that's probably why I didn't end up doing it. I would have done like basic foods, like a cheesy movie, like my type of girl. You got to stop that, baby. This is my kitty cat right here, so I'll show you.
What one is that?
It is Lordy. Hey, you gotta look at the screen. Look at the screen. She's adorable. That was my first cat. That's the one I went looking for, Malcolm, remember? After the earthquake.
Oh, yeah, the one we got lost after the earthquake, yeah.
She got stuck into the
drawer, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so we do have a lot of like paintings and stuff here. I miss the potato chips. I've actually been looking online, Nicole. So I'm going back to Canada in November. I've been looking online at people like from other countries eating Canadian snack foods. And getting so excited about eating like Lay's potato chips and having like the different bars and stuff. Like I am jonesing for a coffee crisp so friggin' hard.
Why don't you try doing those foreign box things with the different flavors and that in them?
I thought about that. Like there's certain ones here like that I could do. But it has to be the right ones. Like there's Monster Munch here, which I'm guessing is over there in the UK too, right?
I guess I don't really eat. To be honest with you, I don't really eat that much, but yeah, I think they are.
And like some of the other ones, there's more kettle. It's more kettle chips here than it is like potato chips. Like they definitely go more to the kettle chip thing.
Oh, that's nice.
Chips. So we have like especially like the crunch ones. Because let me just see if I can find a couple. Usually have something right now. Hold on a second. So I got to get snack foods tomorrow, but some of the stuff that we have here, I'll just put it on full screen for a second, by the way, guys. So we have here like this different like flavor popcorns. This is like salt vinegar.
Okay.
And this is my favorite of the this it comes in salt vinegar.
You like salt vinegar then?
Yeah, salt vinegar, regular barbecue, cheese and onion, of course. This is a cheese ball, but it's kind of a nacho cheese ball.
So a bit like what's it?
Yeah. This is sriracha. You can get potato chips that have that are like and these are amazing. I love these. Love it. This is Costa Rica, and it literally does have like every
Oh, nice.
different Pokemon on it.
That's pretty cool.
So I thought it was just me in the box, right?
Yeah.
But it's on the inside too. But there's a whole lot of stuff here. You can buy like potato chips with like odd flavors. Not like we can't get any prawn like you get over in the UK, which I actually really like.
Yeah, prawn cocktail. You can't really get that in America either. That much, especially Walkers.
Like there's a lot of different like foods and cookies and stuff like that. Not see processed food aside from some snack foods really isn't a lot of stuff that we get here. Snack foods, Nicole, we get a lot of that stuff. But like canned foods, but you'd love this. Your hubby would love this because there's almost zero processed food. So basically, whether it's a little bit, but not like a lot of.
Oh, that's quite impressive.
So when I buy I used to buy like frozen food, right? Like the frozen cheddar and broccoli and scalloped potatoes and stuff like that. But now we make our own. So Hind will get up there and she'll make this cream sauce for the for scalloped potatoes that goes in with the cheddar and broccoli and stuff like that too. So we'll have like the house lady that comes in on Friday usually, and she'll cook like the vegetables and stuff like that, and then Hind to do the preparation for it. And we put it all in these here containers, which I've shown up on here before. Everything goes into here, and we freeze it up. And you usually make around like 2 weeks or like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks at a time.
You might want to read George's comment.
Who's?
George.
Oh, do that. Oh, is that the video you've done with Malcolm? You talked about everything. Oh, thank you, my man. I really appreciate that.
Oh, my cheat days, I commit adultery. That's hilarious.
If I said that to my better half, she'd be laughing and laughing, with every like shovel of dirt on my dead body in the backyard. Like,
I always tell Don that. I told Don the other day, a woman came on to me when I was out, right? And she said, "What did you do?" And I said, "Well, I started talking to her first because we were talking about a movie, right?" And I said, then I moved to a different area. So when she followed me over, I was like, I'm happily married. Right? Because I thought she was just talking to me, normally.
Like I figure like, well, I'm older now, so I don't expect to get it very much. So when it happens, it always kind of throws me for a loop. When I was in Canada last time around, I was like, literally, I was looking at films, and this lady, she was an older, like slightly older lady, or she seemed older anyway. So we were talking, and because she was looking at movies, stuff like that, and I said okay, and then I went on, and she did that thing where I moved over to this other bin, and she came over to the bin, she started talking again, and I'm like, oh, no, damn it. Yeah. Then I start talking about okay, so start talking to Hind, and I said no, I miss my better half, all types of stuff, and you think that would that would work right there. Oh, I'm missing my but no, because this girl's a player. Hey there, Dustin. She's like, oh yeah, it must be really hard not having your better half around for a while, and that was her like, and I'm like, yeah. I said I got to go home and call her. So,
I'll tell you this: if a woman, when I was in America, when a woman hit on me, right? If they didn't get the idea, I'd just tell them F off and walk away.
I'm Canadian. We're too polite for that.
But I would, but first I'd be very, friendly and say, look, I'm married, blah, 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 blah. If they carried on, I'd say just F off.
I had to
All
do that a
right.
couple times at different places, a couple different places, uh, because I had some people that were just really rude about that stuff. But yeah, I love this. Red Shoe Diaries at the movie bin. Penthouse Foreman. Dear Penthouse, you won't believe this happened to me. I used to think that when I was a kid, I used to think the Penthouse Foreman letters were real. I didn't realize that they were written by people,
No.
that work for
My
Penthouse.
dad, when my dad was with my mum before I was born, he used to write into dirty magazines these dirty stories, and they used to get put in them.
Did he actually get them put in?
Yeah, yeah. Because he used to brag to my mum about it, and she always was disgusted by it.
I can't imagine that. Like, Dear Penthouse, can't believe this happened to me. I found a really good movie and I was super stoked about it.
It wasn't Penthouse, it was a more, like cheaper English one.
Oh, like Mayfair or something like that. Not that I know what that is.
I'm sure you know what every single one is. I've never been into adult magazines that much. I always find them to be like, I don't know, they don't seem to have any, But it's saying that the first one I ever saw was Sheehy one when I was 12.
For me, it was like
it Sheehy?
Playboy, and it was the crazy part.
Before the Ladyboys, the Ladyboy ones.
Yeah, I used to look at like the Playboy, but I looked at the thing for like 10 seconds, and then I go and I read like Dear Xavier and the interview. I was such a geeky kid, man. I was looking for the articles. I remember being really excited because I found one that had a Stephen King story in it.
Oh,
Can't believe the 4K prices.
We need to send a letter to the King Charles, right, and go, dear King Charles, can you believe these 4K prices? That needs to be the next thing.
He gained cool points from when he was on EastEnders.
Yeah, do you know what? I love that episode. It's so hilarious.
Got a book today called Rules for Vanishing. It describes a mashup of the Blair Witch and the X-Files. That sounds cool. We're getting so close. Can you
just got back from the kitchen. Out say Ladyboys. What did I miss? What you missed was, but that was the first adult magazine I ever looked at. I've said yes, and I'll be honest with you, right? So everybody knows, right? I didn't have my dad's collection. My mum knew a guy who took photos in, I believe it was Brazil, and he gave her a couple of the magazines to look at because he was trying to get off with her. I don't know why, right? And she looked at them with me, and she showed me them. And I will be honest. I'll be honest, right? When I looked at some of them, they were fine, even though they were ladyboys. Some of them actually looked better than actual real women. So, as bad as that might sound, coming from a guy like me, be careful what you say nowadays. Yeah.
If someone's attractive, male or female or whatever, they're attractive. That's it. And that,
I've had this conversation. I've had this conversation with my wife, right? And I said to her, because there's a lot of thing in it. I said I could date anybody, right? I could date anybody with anybody if they had a beautiful soul. It doesn't bother me. I've got nothing against anybody. I just don't like horrible people.
Yeah. Agree with that. Like when but that being said, you gotta, I guess, what they say, what's it, the look, it's what people try to say, well, it's what you see, right? But it's also like, I'll dated that person where that where it's like, don't want to belabor this topic, but like where you're like, oh God, I'm dating this girl and she's a horrible person, but she's so pretty. Everyone or dating this guy and it's a horrible person, but like he's so gorgeous. That I think everybody has at least one stories like that.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend, right? I was dating her. She wasn't the best looking, but she wasn't bad looking either. And she had a brother, and that brother decided to threaten me. So I broke his leg. She didn't want to know me anymore. To this day, to be honest with you, the one thing I regret about that is I didn't break both of them. But yeah, so
That's a very different type of story from what I said.
yeah.
No, I
Well, you
dated this
know,
girl. She was like
story.
really sweet. She seemed really sweet. She was model gorgeous. She was model gorgeous. She was
Whoa.
basically a Nazi. Uh, I'm not even
Ooh.
she had those like any of those problematic viewpoints. She had them all, and you didn't know like because she like unless you knew her. But once I got to know her, it was like I can't. And so I made an excuse to break up, and we got back together like twice afterwards because I was weak. I'm not gonna lie.
I enjoyed the sex then.
I enjoyed our nice long conversations by the fire with our with our Emily Bronte and
I find women, because I'm a man, I find women that have really strong views on things are normally the best to have sex with. Because that's normally the time when you can kind of have a go back at them. They seem to like it.
we've got good
Luckily,
witnesses.
Donna's not that way.
I
Donna's a
think
very innocent flower. So,
I think for me it's always along the lines of like if you've got a if I'm challenged more by someone with a mind like a mind a good good that's the key thing for me. And when I was younger,
hmm.
and wasn't all. I was a shallow as every like 15 or 16
I
year old
think we
boy.
all, I think we all are can be sometimes when we're
We grow out
younger.
of it, hopefully. We grow out of it, hopefully.
You know,
But isn't it kind of sad when you meet those guys like you went to high school with and they haven't, and you know they're not like they're still looking for that like supermodel, but they've gotten to that
yeah.
point where they've gone past like where the supermodel thing's not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, personally, I think if you're looking for a supermodel, right, then it's a bit sad, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, if it's a natural thing and it happens, fine. But if you're going, look, I'm not going to date this incredible woman because, she's not a 10 in that guy's eyes. I mean, most of the people that look, well, we can say it in both genders, right? Or whatever you want to say, men, women, whatever, right? You can say, oh, what do you call it? But there's women that have incredible men in their lives, and they go, oh no, he doesn't look like this guy that's over there at my workplace. I'm not going to date him. And you just sit there going, think about the heart, think about the person.
But that being said, there has to be attraction there too.
Oh,
Like people
obviously, but
some
I'm saying, you give people a chance.
I'd say yeah, but it's different. Like I get like both sides. So like for like both for guys and girls. Like okay, I'm not really because you get like guys that are quote unquote nice guys, and they're why won't you date me? I'm a nice guy. You're probably not actually. Like
Hmm.
if you're the type of person that's saying you're a nice guy, most of the time that ain't you. Um,
Yeah.
man, I've been giving her gifts and stalking her, and why doesn't she? It's like when you watch Pretty in Pink years later, and you realize Stucky's kind of creepy. Like he doesn't seem it's just like charming, right? It's like this charming, like, and then you watch it again.
Well, it's because he's been a friend for so many years, and it's one of those things. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like
And what I mean is, I don't think a woman should just accept a guy. But I'm talking about if you've got that chemistry and you've been really close, you know what I mean, and you've got that moment. I feel like that's important. I mean,
if you're
Dove said
watching
yes.
X, if you're
I
on
mean,
like
Dove
our
said.
on our Patreon, we're doing the play by cover challenge, and we actually did the Mimi Rogers cover.
I mean, Dove said yes. We'll tell you. He was madly in love with someone I used to know, and to this day, it still breaks his heart that he didn't get with her. So, and I'm always like, yeah, I don't get why.
I think you get with who you're gonna get with like at different times of your life, and we look back on things like unfortunately we look back too much. Here, Paul Heyman from wrestling, right? Said one of the things that he thinks made him most successful, and that he thinks makes a
He
person
never looked
successful.
back.
No, just
He
keep
just
looking
learned.
forward. Look forward, look forward. Shark, like a shark. That's why sharks, it's the apex predator stuff, in the ocean type thing. Sharks don't look back. They
You,
never look back.
you listened to that video, didn't you?
Did I what?
You listened to the Inside Ropes video where he talked about it.
Oh, I love Inside Ropes. But I actually think I heard it on he did it like a, what do you call it? One of those the
Stand up and
video,
talk things.
I got a whole bunch of to do the interviews, like the 3.5 hour long interviews with them, with different wrestlers. I got a
Yeah.
bunch.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, that one's on Inside Ropes. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
doing
I'll
like
have to-
we did 3 whole weeks so far. X of like the play ball cover challenge. We're doing some like horror cover challenges, and I'm going to be bursting in some play by and other stuff in between, which you know now, and I guess Malcolm knows, and Dad will know if he's watching this video.
He's
but we're still-
watching. Come on, Glenn. Give us a hell yeah. I know you're there.
Hello. Are you looking at my drink again? Over here is Ollie. Let's see if I can show you. There you go. Of
Hey, Ollie Jackson free.
course, he moves when I. They're all like.
Cats
like
do
I
that.
got,
I've noticed that cats. If you point a camera at a cat or a dog, all right, they move their head. Hey, see, I'm not watching. I knew you were there, Glenn.
he's listening. He's listening to the melodic sounds of my voice.
Hey,
The
it's not
time
your
is
voice he's listening to. It's me. Yeah.
The time is now 4:11.
Oh no,
It is actually. Jeez, my God! Can you believe so late?
that went quick, didn't it?
I know it like really has. I'm like, this is going really really quick.
I honestly thought I was gonna fall asleep. All right.
I'd say I slept. I went upstairs and I slept for a few hours. Around 5, went to sleep. I woke up around 11.
I went to sleep around 4:30. Was going to get up at 9:30, but Donna woke me up at 8:30 because she wanted to see me and cook my dinner. What's this? Was you model story about she's from Canada and the years match up? Oh,
No.
Is it? Is it?
No. It's weird to be like. I lived in Newfoundland, but I was in Newfoundland then. Though I was in where was I? Where was I then? Alberta, was Alberta, Ontario.
Oh.
It's all a mix, guys. Now at my age, it's all like, yeah, okay,
You're only in your 50s.
52, yeah, which is actually fairly young. But when I was in my 20s, 50 was like, oh my God, I'll never live to see 50. I really did.
Everybody feels that way, I think.
Oh
My
yeah,
mum
when
used to
you're
feel
young.
that way. And then when she was 54, she died.
I
So
was
she was right.
sure because the way that I was, I thought there's no way in hell. Then I
Yeah.
had kids.
Too busy living life.
Oh no,
Living
well,
the
thing is, I had
dream.
kids, and for me, like kids were like I think kids were my savior. I really do, because I think my life would have been very different, not in a good way, actually, without my
Yeah.
kids.
I can tell you right now, if it weren't for Donna, I probably would have died at least 8 years ago.
So you got a good one, man.
Yep. I was on a real interesting path in life, and meeting Donna changed that. So that was quite nice. Makes me a big softie.
See, and I'm the one that looks like the softie, but you are actually the softie
Ah.
out of us too. You really are.
I'm always soft.
Oh, don't, hey man. Like, I've lost weight, and it's kind of I have to
Oh,
start
really? Have you
working
lost
out,
a
man.
lot recently?
Yeah, we're 25 pounds. So it was a lot. So we got the Total Gym here, and we're going to start using that again because I need to bulk up a bit. So I've started to like. I'm just looking at stuff here, guys. Where as we do this, as we get this closer, as we get closer. 10 Killer. Did you watch that?
I did.
Did you like it?
No.
It's a movie, right? Like that's a movie. So do you what percentage do you think it's looking for Mr. Goodbar?
I think it's 99%.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's a good thing. Because if could you imagine if it was Little Darlings? Can you imagine?
That would be awful, wouldn't it? Well, we're going to find out in what, 45 minutes?
That's important, George. Like I always speak, like always, like if you're feeling like you're in a dark place and you don't feel like you got anybody you can talk to, you do. You always do. We recently lost Billy Miller, an actor, a great actor, that because of something like that, and it's sad. So you ever feel dark in a dark spot? You come and you talk to me and Malcolm. That's what you do, man.
Yeah, you talk to me, you talk to us. My message is always open to anybody who needs to talk.
It's never too late, man. Like it is definitely never too late. I had kids when I was very young. Malcolm knows this. I had kids when I was very, very, very young.
He had him when he was 12.
12, yeah, great months of life. No, I was like, I was 18. But still, that's really young. And that, I had, I was still in my 20s when I had two kids in my 20s. Which is, and still when I have, I met my better half, my second part of my life, my second stage of my life, met someone amazing, and we got together and we talked about like stuff like that, like kids and stuff, and decided we were okay. We didn't want to, but like if you.
Well, in a way, you've got kids, haven't you? You've got the cats together and that.
Oh yeah, and like my kids adore the hell out of him. Oh my god, like she's like a second mom, like 100%, and they treat her like one. Hey Jimmy, welcome, man.
Yo, what's up, Jimmy?
But yeah, like me right now, like we got her sister has like her sister's younger than her, and she has like a little one. He recently had a birthday. Man, he's a bundle of energy, but he's adorable. And we babysat for them a bit. And my God, and I'm a super active person, so I'm running around the entire time, and we're playing games and running and playing ball and like just doing goofy stuff. I'm doing pratfalls and that because I do that. I'm that type of uncle, and and after all,
Did you just say you do? Did you just say you do Ric Flair falls?
I totally did that.
Like when you just fall flat on your face.
Not Ric Flair. What's the other guy? Dad will know him. Like it's like blonde-haired guy, Adrian Adonis. Is it Adrian Adonis? They did those like.
It was Ric Flair and him, wasn't it?
Yeah, but like he started before Flair.
Now what you need to do is you need to run into. They need to run into like a bookcase and flip upside down and walk away. Like Ric Flair used to over the turnbuckle.
I'm the guy that when my kids were young used to do the dance of like I did the Tin Man and the straw and Scarecrow dance.
Oh, British Bulldog, amazing.
Oh yes, I love British Bulldog actually.
I loved Matilda, and when he had Matilda with him, I always knew he had the mascot. And I used to sing the song. And he's got a bit like, "Hey Matilda, she's with the British Bulldog."
One of the many Matildas, but for the sake of our childhood, we'll say there was only one.
I believe it was one.
Yeah. Like Jake the Snake. Oh, that snake looks really different.
I used to love when he held Matilda up against Bill, and Greer Monsoon and Bobby Heenan would go on about how she's mauling people, and it was just her being shoved in the face of her.
Yeah, she was such a gentle dog.
Unlike the snake, when it actually bit a Macho Man's arm and that. Oh my word!
Oh, when they did remember when they did like the wedding. And
oh yeah.
So for I don't know what reason they decided to give their presents in front of with a big like there's a big microphone, and so they're taking their presents. They open one present, and it's got a snake in the present, and then like was it Was it Jake the Snake comes in with the Undertaker or something like that?
I think so. It was so
It was
long
during
ago.
that time. Because they're doing that storyline, and there's the one with like Jake the Snake trying to teach Ultimate Warrior how to like be dark.
I mean,
Remember
I
that?
still remember. Yeah, I still remember when the Undertaker was working with Ric Flair when he first came into wrestling and helped him defeat Hulk Hogan.
Well, when he first came into wrestling, he was with the $1 Million Man.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, he's a Ric Flair.
But his manager was Brotherly Love.
Which was, I'm so glad that they managed to get Percy Pringle into play. Of course, you know,
Yeah, brilliant.
One
One of the greatest managers of all time.
I used
One
to
of
do
the
that
greatest
with my
managers of all
friends all the
time.
time. I used to do
Well,
the
you used to be
Anderson
Percy
Paul Bear
Pringle.
voice. Oh yeah, I did Paul Bear voice. Used to do it for my friends all the time when we were kids
Oh dear.
because you get a kick out of it. Speaking of which, I guess we're waiting. I guess we'll mention it. A whole ton of people got let go today. WWE.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? And some were really shocking.
A lot were really shocking. What shocked you the most? Don't worry, guys.
Dolph Ziggler.
Which one?
Dolph Ziggler,
No,
because he's kind
not
of
at all.
been like a mainstay on the card for a long time. You
Hmm.
know?
See, Dolph Ziggler didn't surprise me because Dolph Ziggler wanted to go. He'd asked for his release before.
Oh, he actually asked. Oh, I didn't know that part then.
But same as Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali's been trying to go for a while, right? Welcome, Michael, to the Patreon.
Take care, George. Have a good evening.
Hey,
Thanks for joining us.
always better when you're in there, man. But yeah, so for me, I don't know. I think Shelton Benjamin was a big surprise for me, just because he's so damn good, and they're really messing it up.
He used to be.
He still is. Like he still is.
Yeah. Too
Like
old.
it's just no, he's not. Like here's the thing, and it was said during like a wrestling video we're watching, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's 100%. Like that's where he can go. They said, well, where can Shelton Benjamin go right now? And like somebody said, well, the Blackpool Combat Club. I'm like, oh yeah, like he's perfect for that. Like that's perfect. Well, yeah, put him there. Because he still has that's the thing. Like they got guys that can wrestle that they're not using. Dana Brooke, by the way, was a really good wrestler, but he never freaking used. She's gone. Dolph
I didn't know the others.
Yeah, well, Ryan Nemeth is in like his brother is already in AW, so you're correct on that one, Uzi. 100%. So we'll see Dolph, we'll see Shelton 100% in AW. Other people that got let go, I just go real quick.
Who's just in? They let Roman Reigns go.
Dolph Ziggler, Shawn Michaels, Elias, I expect over there. Emma, they wasted Emma. What the hell were they doing?
Hold on, they let go Elias as well.
Yeah, and also, it's twin brother. Remember when he was playing his own twin brother?
Wow,
Mustafa
that's
Ali,
kind of
a 99% lock for AW. If he doesn't go to AW, he'll go to Impact. But I think he should
at
go to
this
AW.
rate. At this rate, AEW is going to have way too many people on their rosters.
But that's the thing. They've got ROH. There's Collision. There's Dynamite. There's Rampage. So they have what? There's people getting injured.
Well,
Like on the last show, we got Adam Cole injured. We got John Moxley with that because a lot of people doing like, "Hey X, welcome, man." Yeah, you're going to see a lot on us, basically, especially as we come with October. We're going to be I'm going to try to get a lot of exclusive stuff in there as well.
cool.
As well as the 31 days here. I think Mansoor was a really big mistake because that guy is still young and still really good. Mace is a big man that can work.
That's a shame. Wasn't
Shanky's
Mace
gone.
Donovan? Wasn't Donovan Dijak Mace?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a guy that looks like this.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah. How can you go wrong with that?
apparently did it. And Debacato was again another one. When people are saying, hey, maybe they take Wardlow into like WD and stuff like that, they're letting go guys like that. I think
Yeah, what's happened to Wardlow anyway? Because he was getting a big push. Now I don't even hear about him.
I love CM Punk, right? I love CM Punk.
Yeah.
One of the surprise titles is never on disc slasher. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, remember the scrum, the media scrum that caused all this stuff to happen in the first place.
Yeah.
That happened the night that Wardlow's big push started. And the backlog of all that and all the drama of all that just really buried Wardlow.
Oh, okay. Well, I always felt like Wardlow was overrated anyway, to be honest. But it's just sad because he seemed like he was going to be basically a proper AEW top card person without being from WWE or something.
I'm shocked that more hasn't done with Brian Cage, but I don't watch a lot. Or I think he's not allowed he's on ROH a lot, which I don't see very much, which I should. Hello,
Michael.
Max will want to AEW ramp up production and pump out more pay-per-views. That's true. If it's the rumors that HBO Max is going to be, or I'm sorry, Max is going to be taking the AEW stuff.
Oh wow!
We know that like SmackDown is gone and is going now from the channel that's on is going back to USA Network. So that's.
I wonder what's going to happen with this merger of UFC. I wonder how it's going to change things up.
Well, here's the thing. Like these guys, and this is what pisses me off. This is what grinds my gears, right? Literally, these guys are just giving us up bonuses. They've made a big deal. They've put a whole buttload of money into the company right now. So one of the big announcements today was a SmackDown thing. The whole like big deal they did. All the money that's going to the company, and right after that, oh by the way, here's all the people that we're letting go. Yeah. And as much as I like to like fantasy book, like this person can go there and this person can go there. Here's the thing. Not every one of these people are going to get jobs at AEW or are going to get jobs at some of the other places. And some of the places that they're going to get jobs at, unfortunately, may not pay like what they were getting there. And they have families to feed. It blows my mind. Yeah. Like Aaliyah, I think is like she never got over in WWE the way that I think she wanted to. And that's going to hurt her going elsewhere. Emma literally was off for a while. They filmed a whole bunch of like Emma's like an Australian wrestler. They filmed a whole bunch of like segments of her coming back and this whole new character that she had.
Nobody did anything with her,
and they didn't use it again. Then they said, then they're like, screw the character.
What about Athena? Ember Moon, she was wasted.
She's in ROH now. She's a champion. Yeah, she's really like she good on her for going to AEW and good in ROH. No, there's a mistake AEW is doing right now. They're not booked enough. If I'm watching a pay-per-view with as many wrestlers as they got, I want at least 2 women's matches on that freaking card. If you're doing a 3 or 4 hour card,
get rid of these multi-man tag team matches.
Because this isn't Diva era. These are good women wrestlers that they have there.
Get rid of these multi-man tag team matches for a waste of time and put on some actually good female wrestlers. Like, don't put people like Saraya and that in there. Put a real wrestler in there.
Saraya did one of her best matches in years last night.
Well, I'm glad because she was terrible at All In.
Toni Storm was incredible. It was, I think she was nervous at All In, but her match with Toni Storm last night, watch it, man. It's really good.
What do you think of Kelly Clarkson's son with AEW?
I think it's a great idea. She's going to
I think she's going to do really well.
She's going to take her chair and she's going to turn it around and she's going to choose which wrestler goes on. Like, what's that show? Was it The Voice, right? Was it The Voice? Dad, is it The Voice? The one with the chair?
She was on The Voice, yeah. But she's got the Kelly Clarkson show now, isn't she?
I don't know. My dad, I saw this at my dad's house, so I'm assuming it's The Voice.
Yeah, it's the choice. It's The Voice where they turn the chair around.
Okay, good. I don't watch many of those shows.
But she has the Kelly Clarkson show now, so she basically talks on that and starts getting all teary-eyed and everything.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that was.
Obviously, Darth Sidious is a fan of that show.
And I did not know it existed, but I do now. Bring back Bull
Drew Barrymore one does as well.
I remember Bull Nakano.
Me too.
We're almost ready to move over. You know that, right?
Oh, who's coming with us?
Yeah, because we're going to be going over and it's going to be like a lot. Of course, it's going to be, obviously it'll be less people, but more voices. So remember when we go in there, lots of talking, lots of chatter.
Yep.
We're going to be going over some stuff. I'm going to go over some more like releases, stuff like that. We're going to go over guesses. Jason, hopefully you'll be there. Michael, I'm pretty sure you'll be there. Dad, I know I'm going to see you there. Malcolm, I'm going to see you there, ain't I?
Yeah, you're going to see me there. I'll always be there. You know that.
All right. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody that came in for the pre-show. We're getting ready for the big one. Literally, it's just going to be a couple minutes. I'm going to go switch right over. And Malcolm, I gave you the link already, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, perfect.
I
So,
believe. No, you haven't. You haven't. Or if you did, I don't remember it.
I'll give it to you again. I'll send it to you again.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. We'll see you over in the Crimson.
See you
Call,
over
'cause
on the
that's
other
what we're
side, guys. Well, that photo is brilliant, Alan.
Such a creepy performance too. And in like since they used the whole marquee, we'll go like this.